Hi, Keith and Caleb here at Rock Island Auctions, and we're bringing some more cool guns from the vault. Now, Caleb, what's this ancient piece of iron right here?
This right here is the Lewis gun.
Yeah.
So the Lewis gun, not just a gun in Star Wars, the heavy stormtrooper blaster. That was that's not where it began. So the Lewis gun is a machine gun that was designed by Isaac Newton Lewis. He was a U.S. Army officer. He designed it in 1911. And interestingly enough, the U.S. Army didn't really want it. There was some politics involved in that.
Of course. The U.S. military, hey.
U.S. military, politics, a good machine gun, whatever. So he ended up going to Belgium and starting his own company.
Yep.
And while he was there, he ended up licensing the gun design to BSA in the UK. And ended up getting out of Belgium and getting over there before the start of World War I, fortunately, because Belgium was, part of the occupation there, so they had to get out of there. So, if not for that, this gun would have been used primarily by the other side, primarily by Germans instead of the UK, the British. But cool thing about this, and my favorite thing about this, is that this is the gun that was first mounted on aircraft.
Yep.
This is the one they stuck on planes to shoot other planes down.
Yeah.
How cool is that? So as you can see, this one has a big heat shield on it. Usually when they mounted them on planes, they didn't have the heat shield. They just stripped all that because there was enough airflow to keep the barrel cool. But yeah, so that's the real, I think, cool factor about it for me. And this iconic magazine as well.
Yeah.
This big disc here. So I'll go ahead and pull it off and we can talk about that. If I can do it from this angle.
A little tight, yep.
All right. So, as you can see, it's just basically a hollow drum. And the way this actually worked is that the rim of the cartridge went in here, and the nose would go in here, and this spiral kind of basically wound the cartridges, for lack of a better term. They kind of just stacked in here. And as the gun fired, you have this mechanism back here that would basically turn the drum and strip the next cartridge, and it fired from the open bolt. Long stroke piston, open bolt gun, and that's kind of how it worked, and it worked well. It was a 97 round, primarily a 97 round magazine, and they chambered these in everything from 303 British, 30-06, 7.62 54R even. So basically all the main calibers at that time, this gun would run it. And as you can see on this side here, you have these fins. These fins run the full length of this heat shield. And basically, as you're firing, air's being pulled in from this side and pushed out of this side. That helped keep the barrel cool. A really genius design. It's a really cool piece of history.
Yeah, they're super amazing guns. I mean, the mechanics that went into this and the radial cooling fins, I mean, that was just way ahead of its time.
And the recoil system, there's a sprocket type system at the bottom here, and this piece at the bottom has a spring that's wound in it. And as it recoils, it winds that spring, and that's what sends it back forward. So really genius.
Cool it's just and it's just amazing that it was done when it was. I mean, because you look at the Browning BAR, I mean, it was a bottom-fed magazine, and this right here loaded from the top. It didn't obscure the view. I mean, like later the Bren gun in World War II and stuff. I mean, to me, I would have preferred this over the Bren gun, but hey, that's just me. But no, amazing super guns, and they're built like a tank. Yeah,
the perfect gun to actually mount on an aircraft if you're gonna, basically convert a gun to. I mean, you can't do that with the BAR. You couldn't have did. That was the only really other thing around then, and you couldn't have done it with that. So yeah, this came around just at the right time.
Yep. So. Cool, super neat piece of history. I believe this one right here. Yeah, this is a U.S. Naval inspected later gun. So this is really cool. Yeah, 30 cal Mark IV.
Yep.
Neat.
So yeah, overall, I mean, just something we couldn't pass up here.
No, absolutely not.
So if you have any experience with the Lewis gun, let us know in the comments down below. We'd certainly like to hear from you. And we'd also like to thank Rock Island Auctions for having us out here and letting us play with cool stuff like this.
Yeah.
And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time when we bring you another gun
from the vault.